At one time, the Nike missile sites like this one here were vital components of the Cold War air defense for the continental U.S. So back in the 1950s, something known as the Nike Project was developed by Bell Laboratories. It was basically a new air defense and detection system. There were hundreds of these Nike batteries or bases all throughout the country, protecting cities and military facilities, nuclear facilities. After World War II, with the warplanes being able to go faster and higher, there was a growing need for a defense system in the US. So the Nike Project, or I should say Project Nike, was proposed in 1945, the United States' first operational anti-aircraft missile system. And they were armed and ready to go. Later on, even with nuclear capabilities, designed to take out entire fleets of Soviet bombers, a threat that would never come. And I believe the Nike Project came to close in the 1970s. Some have been preserved and protected, but many of them look like this. They are silent and disappearing relics of the Cold War. And most of these Nike batteries had, there were a couple different sections. There was the barracks with the mess halls. There was the intelligence area that had the radar, and then usually about 1,000 feet away or so was the area where the armed missiles were. This is an interesting site because it still has these incredible towers in the woods here. Yeah, there's a lot of rungs missing. All right, success. It's pretty hard to get up here, but worth it. I mean, the view is amazing. What a piece of history. So now I believe there would have been a big radar system up here, and it looks like it would have been able to spin. They could turn it on this track here. I'd say it's about maybe 35 feet, something like that. There's Jay, he didn't want to climb up here. Now, there were a ton of these, hundreds of these throughout the U.S. In New Jersey, where we are now, I believe there was 12 or 14 of them. Section C contained the integrated fire control radar system. They would detect incoming targets, target tracking, missile tracking. They had the computer systems that would plot, direct, and intercept the target. System L would be about 40 acres in size, about 1,000 feet away, and would have the underground missile magazines. In the 1960s, many of these were upgraded to the Hercules system, which had much greater range, much more powerful missiles, and some even had nuclear payload added to them. almost like the last line of defense, really. And, as technology changes and time goes on, the need for different things change, and these were no longer necessary. Somewhere around here, there's dog kennels. I think back at the, we're going to try to get over to where they kept the missiles in the ground. You can still see the dog kennels because they had big, scary dogs and obviously armed guards. So if you were not supposed to be in that area, it might not work out too well for you. I mean, there's really nothing left of these buildings. Those 70s wood paneling, still intact, holding strong. This is so indicative of the 1950s. What are these things? What are those? Now, at any given time, there were over 100 men or 100 soldiers working at these places, living here, staying here, and they were ready at a moment's notice. Well, I heard that there was a pool here. I did not picture an above-ground pool. That's really funny. Usually these old places have a like an old cement pool, but this is straight out of the Sears catalog pool. Some of these were run by the Army itself, and then some of them were operated by the National Guard. I think as time went on, more and more of them were National Guard run because it was cheaper and easier, because National Guard, they could live right there. Obviously these were always manned, but in the event of an emergency or something, they could be here real quick. They could have the missiles up and ready to fire. Yeah, it looks like they were, I don't know, They might have been barracks, dude. They might have been rooms because they have outlets, closet.
Oh, that's true.
So my guess is this was housing. This was the bathroom down here. Looks like showers and
Oh, yeah.
the urinal. Hot water. Water tank. Asbestos covered pipes. Classic. So these Nike bases were, typically they were split up. It was the Intel, the radar systems, computer systems, tracking systems, everything over there. Then it was separate but close by was the barracks where over 100 men would be staying, the mess hall, everything. Showers, obviously the pool. And then about a quarter mile away, maybe a little less, 1,000 feet away or so, would be the missile silos or the areas where they kept the missiles, which is we'll be going to as well. But this is part of the barracks, I'm assuming. Possibly offices. Even deeper in the woods is the basketball court. And even soldiers, with the threat of war, need to have a little fun. I think that they might have prepped the rockets in here in these buildings. So there's a berm, like a 12-foot high dirt berm all the way around this area. So I have a feeling we're getting close. So this is the very overgrown missile area here, missile storage. Each one of these Nike bases, or whatever you want to call them, batteries, had 3 different storage facilities for the missiles. Okay. You know, armed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, ready to go at a moment's notice. Especially the Hercules missiles. I mean, they were powerful enough they could take out a fleet of Russian bombers. This would have been a very, very, very highly restricted area. Big dogs patrolling the area and guards with orders to shoot on sight. You know, shoot now, ask questions later if you were in this area. I'm sure a lot of military establishments are like that, but it's just kind of cool to be standing in something like this now. It's like, now nobody cares, you know? Like, what was the last day? Was it just like one day that was all of a sudden like they were like, nah, we don't care anymore? So when they closed this place, these cement slabs were put down so no one could get inside, but there are these metal doors that they all would open up, and then that rocket was in there, or that missile was in there, and it would come up. So probably the mechanism to lift it up was down inside. So it probably, rather than pulling it up, it lifted it up. Yeah, I mean, these are all, we have some flashlights, but I don't know how much water's.
It only looks about a foot.
Wow.
It only looks to be a foot deep.
Look at this. That's deeper than a foot, man. That's like 3 feet.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing a shadow line. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a lot deeper. Yeah, okay.
Wow, it's cold. The door says this door will remain locked at all times. Yeah, it's a good 3.5 feet deep. The things I do for the experience. Oh. Wow, that water's cold. Oh, it's February right now. It's just, hang on. All right, this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can actually, it's an entire room. It's not like there was a big ramp system or something.
Oh, I can imagine it goes because you have you have 3 sets of I mean, it's probably like, I would imagine pretty elaborate down there.
What's crazy is that you would never know that there's buildings right there. And it's so camouflaged because of the overgrowth. Unbelievable. Big building there. This place is littered with buildings. Wow. This storage area contains Group B, something in smoke, chemical, munitions, and something munitions or odor is present. Wear a protective mask. I don't know if that pertains anymore. That's definitely not something you see every day. Yeah, I mean, this is similar to the building that we were in before. Whoa, look at this. I don't know what that would have been. Something very, very hazardous or sensitive in there. I don't know. So this is where the guard dogs, this was the guard dog barracks. Look at this. Wow, they even have the names still. Teddy. Oh, I see. So they would go in and then there's an inner hole in there. King. Very guard dog names here. Prince. Wow. So, if it was back in the 1950s, 60s, into the 70s, and you were out here, you'd be meeting up with Teddy or King for lunch. And I mean, you'd be the lunch. So that's the tour of the Nike base here, and one of the Nike bases in South Jersey. Pretty amazing spot, right?
Yeah, this is awesome.
Incredible history here. But like I said before earlier in the video, what makes it so amazing are the how the towers are still here.
Yeah.
So hope you enjoyed it. We're definitely gonna get out of here and get something to eat because, man, we've been here for hours. So make sure you check out Jay's channel. He's gonna be coming out with his own video. But he didn't go down below, show you the...
I did it.
Yeah.
I left my balls at home.
Yeah. Well, it was good because I froze mine off. So see you in the next video.